In Jeremiah chapter 48 and 49, God promises to restore the fortunes of Ammon, Edom, Moab, Elam, and even in other scriptures, he promises to restore Egypt and other nations. Remember that these nations were heathen nations. They did not worship God, they did not acknowledge Yahweh, the God of Israel. And though he says that he would deal with them firmly and decisively because of their sin, he still promises to restore them. Today, I want to talk about this God who restores. There are times that we feel very discouraged, downhearted, dejected, distraught, feeling like we are at the end of ourselves. There seems to be no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel. I want to say that this God who restored is able to restore us. If he was able to restore Job when he was dejected and heartbroken, and he was down at the ash heap, scraping the wounds, and people thought this guy will never come back to life again. God revived him, brought back life to him, and he gave a double portion of his blessing so that he was much more blessed at the end of his life than at the beginning. Then this God is able to restore. He restored Adam and Eve when they had sinned against God and there was no hope. But God came and gave hope to them. This same God gave Abraham a son when he was a century old and his wife Sarah was barren. He is the same God who restored Hannah and gave her at least 5 children. So Samuel had 5 siblings, and there were 2 other children associated with Hannah who was barren. This is the God I'm talking about, the God who restores. Not just in the Old Testament, but also in the New Testament. He is the God who restores. There was a time that Paul, in his journeys, together with his companions, felt so discouraged that they gave up even of life. But God who restores the weary, who revives the weary, came and restored them still. This is the God who restores. And therefore, whatever you're going through, I want to encourage us that God is able to restore us and bring life back to us, bring passion, bring vision, bring clarity, even when we feel as if God has left us. Because God cannot leave us. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. Therefore, pray to this God who restores. He will restore you. Amen.